Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Shine a Light On series. Today, we'll be shining a light on cultivating courage in yourself with Anuneet Kaur. Welcome, Anuneet.
Thank you so much, Maria. Happy to be here.
As always, to start, do you mind just giving us a brief introduction to who you are?
Sure, I am Anuneet Kaur. I am originally from India, but I migrated to Canada around 2 years back with my entire family. And I survive on two things called courage and faith. That is, courage to have faith in myself and enough faith in myself to have the courage to do everything I want to do in my life, even when it is extremely impractical. But somehow I pull through, and I'm just here to share that with you all.
I don't know a single person who doesn't need to hear this right now. So let's just dive in. I know that courage is obviously super important to you, as you just said. In your opinion, what does it mean to be courageous?
In my opinion, being courageous means that you just have so much faith in yourself, and you know that what you are going to do, if even if it's getting another if even if it's leaving the job, doing something you never thought you would, or just dreaming big, you just have enough faith in yourself that you take the route not taken, and you just do what your heart wants to.
I think that's a great definition. I don't know how else to describe it too. And I agree. I think it kind of depends on the person too, how they might
Yeah.
define that. You mentioned sort of taking the road less traveled, which can be super uncomfortable, right? Like most people don't do this. I am curious from your experiences because you're human. I'm assuming you haven't always been courageous, and maybe even today you don't always choose the road less traveled. So, what has held you back? What holds you back from being as courageous as you can be?
One of the things that used to hold me back from doing what I wanted to was people. I heard this quote by Brené Brown, which was that it's not the critique who matters, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or how the doer of the deeds could have done something different. It's the man who's in the arena, whose face is marred by fear and dust and blood, one who errs, who strives valiantly, and who knows there's absolutely no effort without error and shortcoming, and who, even if he fails, fails daring greatly. Basically, this means is that if you're not in the same arena as me, getting your butt kicked and being brave and doing what you really want to, I do not want your opinion, but thank you. And yeah, that's how I am courageous, and I believe that whatever I want to do is possible if I keep pushing. And also, please, failing is okay. Working your butt off to do something and failing is perfect. I've had that 1,000 times, and honestly I will have 1,000 times more, because I'm just becoming a better person, and that's just pushing me towards my where I want to be. So yeah, if you want to be unreal, you have to go through unreal things, and things where nobody goes through.
First of all, I'm very impressed that you memorized that quote. But I think my follow up question for you there is that when people ask me, sort of, what has been your biggest obstacle or barrier? I actually don't typically say other people. That's not to say other people haven't doubted me. Other people have for sure doubted me, which honestly makes me want to do things even more. But I usually say it's myself and my own self doubt. Do you experience that at all? And if so, how did you overcome that to choose the more courageous path?
Yeah, I have doubted myself, but I don't know. I am just a very confident person since the beginning. So yeah, I have not really discouraged myself a lot. Other people have, and they have influenced me to discourage myself. But if I was bit on the goals which I was very, very enthusiastic on following, I have followed up on them, and I have achieved all of them, or I will achieve all of them.
The self confidence that you have, I actually think it's pretty rare, unfortunately, in a lot of people who are young. And I think that's from a variety of reasons. So I'm glad that you have that. But I agree with you that sort of this idea of standing up for yourself, whatever that means, is part of being courageous. It's like a huge part, right? Knowing, being confident in yourself, what you can do, what you know you can achieve, or strongly believe you can achieve and maybe haven't yet. There is sort of this line, I think, in that it's important to take in criticisms, though, from important people and sort of reflect on those. And What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's really, in my opinion, it's really important for you to have to know the people who want to, because not everybody wants the best for you. Everybody wants you to succeed, but only a few people will be okay with you doing better than them. So you just have to know if a person is telling you you're not, like, you could do better somewhere, if they're doing that out of sheer jealousy, or they're really your friends and they want you, fair friends and family, and they want you to succeed. This is the difference.
Finding those people who genuinely support you versus maybe half support you but really want to do better than you, that's super
Yeah.
important. For anyone that is constantly facing obstacles and challenges, and I think that is happening a lot these days, right? We're at the sort of end of the recruiting season. Some people haven't gotten an offer, they're still looking, which is not a bad thing, but typically at this point of the year, a lot of students have faced some tough conversations or rejections. But in general, anyone going through obstacles and challenges, what advice would you give them to stay courageous? Because I think it's easy to sort of, you know, break down.
First thing I would tell you is that everything happens for a reason and everything is happening for good. There is something good you don't even know planned for you. Second thing, analyze why you didn't get the role and know what you can do better next time to get the role, and just start working towards it right now. And the third one is to know yourself and know your life. Like I said, know your patterns. Your life, everybody's life
Hmm.
has patterns. Listen to your life. It tells you every single thing you're supposed to do.
Because we are all human. I'm curious from your perspective, is being courageous actually sustainable? And for a little bit of context in this question, the mindset of being courageous could take a lot of energy for some people. But if it becomes a habit and it's like part of who you are, then maybe it doesn't take as much energy over time. So, do you think it's sustainable to always make courageous decisions? And how can I make it a habit of my life?
I was not always this person. That's it. Just give it time and just know what your path is. And please be comfortable being uncomfortable. If it's uncomfortable, it's probably for the good. Know that it's a very bumpy road. I have failed 1,000 times. I can tell you each and every one. And let me tell you, I have felt very bad about myself. If I stopped when I failed once, that would not take me to my goal. I would have to fall down six, stand up seven, and just get what I want. Be comfortable being
Hmm.
uncomfortable, be kind to people, and yeah, know your life, please. Know your life.
Yeah, I think self awareness is super important here. And it sounds like you vote that things can change and courage can be sustainable over time if you put it into practice.
Yeah, but it took me around 7, 8 years. I was
Yeah,
not this
it could
person.
take a lifetime.
Yeah, it takes a lifetime. I swear, I could never think
Hmm.
I would come here and speak like this. I never thought that. I was okay. So when I was in grade five, my uh, teacher basically stood me. I was given responsibility of saying fun facts on the intercom, and my teacher stood me up in front of 50 people and told me, "Underneath, never speak on the mic again." I have not spoken like this since the past 15 years, since past 18 years. As soon as I came here, I was like, that's what I'm going to change. It's going to be me in public speaking. And I think everybody can get what they want, like if they're willing to put in the effort.
Do you have any last words of wisdom for anyone who is looking to get a little bit more courageous?
If you live like everybody else, you'll end up like everybody else. But if you want to be a better person than them, a different person than them, you have to go through a very different path. You have to be courageous to do it. Not everybody is. That's why there are so many people who are following the same path.
There's a quote by Coco Chanel that I love that is,
Yeah,
in order to be irreplaceable, you must be different. And I think it's similar to what you just said. So I love
yeah.
that. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Anuneet. It was very great chatting with you.
Thank you so much. If anybody wants to talk to me, you can contact me on LinkedIn, Anuneet Kaur, and my Instagram is at your sincerely Anuneet.
And to anyone tuning in, go follow Anuneet, connect with her on LinkedIn. Thank you for joining us. As always, at Opal, we shine brighter together, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.